Alright, time for another video. Been a while. Alright, I got the seat covers off, and you can see there's probably a quarter roll of duct tape on that. Rotten leather like that, very common in these years. A lot of people don't put the leather conditioner on it. Keep it supple. But I'm not going to refinish them right now. There's seat covers called, oh, God, I can't remember. Oh well. I'll put it in the comments. They were in it, and they were real good. They held up real well. They're nice and thick, and they're well built where they tie off underneath the seats. And back here, they got Velcro. So I'm going to buy another set of those. They're $227. They got lots of different colors. So I'm going to put those on there. Sitting up, the foam started deteriorating. See that, and that stuff was flying everywhere, so we have to get that seat cover replaced. All right, let me go to the next thing on my list. All right, door seals. I thought I had that side squared away. Well, it didn't. I've got this fan in here. When it's nice and sunny, open the windows and keep it dry. The mildew smell's gone. I don't want it to return. I pulled this seal off. You can see it's kind of loose here. There's a peel and stick on the top, so I pull it off, I clean it real good, and then I use that 3M weather strip adhesive and I glue it back on. Also, this rubber one, you can kind of see how flat it is. I'm surprised this side ain't leaking. I pulled it off and I put this stuff in it. This is the 3/8. You can buy it at Lowe's, and it comes in 3/8, ½ inch, and one other larger size. I can't remember. The larger size, you're going to have a hard time. 3/8, you may be able to pull through it. What keeps it from pulling through sometimes is you get a sharp corner like this, and this thing is stiff here, and it's tough to get it straight enough. So I got it on the other side. That seal's about 15 foot long. I don't know if I said that or not. But we went ahead and pulled that off, cleaned it. I use a copper wire. I'm wiring my house, and I got a piece that I sacrificed. And if you'll notice, this thing is perforated about every 6 inches. And what you do is I take silicone spray. I spray it through about every other hole, get silicone through it, I push a wire through, and then I pull this stuff through it. Now I did it on my Suburban on all the door seals. Worked great. So I'm going to do this side because the hardest thing is getting the dang trim off without breaking it. That is the toughest part of this whole job. So I've got to do that. But it's not leaking, but it's on my list of things to do. Alright, let's see what else about door seals. Oh, this one here, like on my gold truck down here, this gripping part here has gotten lazy and it pops out. So I'm going to do my gold truck too. I'm going to do the seals before it even starts leaking. What you have to do is put you some tape around here, and once you've got it glued on, close that door and leave it overnight for that 3M stuff. And be real careful. I put some right here, and then I put it on the back where this groove is at. Right there, I put some in there. And what I do is I have my son help hold it so it doesn't touch anything. That stuff is uber hard to get off of things. And you can see where this one slid down. You go down here, you got some extra down here. So I'll pull that back in place when I glue it, get it back where it needs to be. But that's normal for these things. They like to shift a little bit and shrink. So let's see, I think that's on door seals. Let me go to my list again. Alright, we live on clay roads, and this dash being so bad, and those clay roads will get washboard. When I drive it over this, it sounds like this whole thing wants to jump out at me. It rattles like crazy, and that's probably not good for stuff that needs to stay plugged in. Now we've got a vehicle speed sensor that's bad. It's 30 miles an hour off. So I've got one of those ordered with Amazon, and they're 10 days behind shipping it. I don't know what's going on with them people, but I can't cancel the order. They won't let me. But I have got to move up doing this dash. It's entirely too much rattle. You can see where it's rattles so much it's wanting to crack this bezel, but luckily the junkyard's full of those and they're black, easy to recondition. So I've got to do that. I got to move that forward. Oh, I didn't mention on leaks. My front windshield seal right here leaks, and then it's leaking from underneath the dash onto the floor. So I've got to pull this cowling off. I got to get the blades off. I'm gonna get me a little windshield wiper blade puller. These things can get corroded on there, and Jim, you got a clip that you got to pull out. I've got to pull this off and look and see if there's anything cracked in there. I had to do it on an old Chevrolet, and what it was a grommet for a wiring harness that had dried out, and when it rained real bad, it would get up to that point and leak in. Now, it's not a huge leak, but I washed it today. I did find that, and I found it where it's leaking in the middle, but I know how to fix this. I got a temporary fix. I tape that off real close to each side. I brush it out with a plastic brush. I blow out all the debris and I let it dry. You don't want any water in there. And with that tape on, you take a good RTV, you squirt that in there as far as you can get it. And with the tape on, you can just keep pushing it in, pushing it in. Now, this is a temporary fix. No rees, please, because I'm not ready to pull the windshield out yet. This will stop it from leaking. And if you do it right, you can hardly tell it's up there. So I've got to do that. Having leaks in a vehicle with moisture, and it don't have the air conditioning fixed, I got to get it charged. That is really hard to keep your windshield from fogging up. And it's unsafe as heck. So I got to get these leaks fixed, and I'll charge the AC. My brother-in-law had all the air conditioning tools, and my sister-in-law is looking for them. She's going to gather them up, and I'm going to learn how to do it myself. Watch a bunch of YouTube videos and talk to a friend of mine who owns a shop, and take care of that. This system was never open. I think it just leaked down, and air conditioning systems will leak down over time. That's totally normal. You know, depending, some vehicles it takes a lot longer, some vehicles it goes through quicker, and this is GM. They have a crappy air conditioning system and they leak down faster. So a charge every few years doesn't hurt anything. And if you do it yourself and learn how to do it, you save money. I'm all about saving money. Been learning things. Alright, in an earlier video I mentioned that when we put that tank on, it wouldn't start. And I believe I found that problem. This is the fuel pump relay, and these contacts didn't look like they were the greatest. So I take, I got some 1500 grit sandpaper, and I clean them off real good. Then I take this stuff, and if you don't have a can of this, you need to get it. You pull any connector off, that and dielectric grease, you got to pull that boot off and clean it, and clean your connectors and all that when you put it back on. Also, what I did, I took all the rest of the relays out, I sanded them off, and disconnect your battery, and then I sprayed this stuff down where all these were connectors at. I sprayed quite a bit of it, and I let it sit for about 2 hours. This stuff is really good. I've seen it take green stuff off of brass contacts before, so I know it's doing good. But disconnect your battery. This stuff is highly flammable, and if you arc across something, I don't know if it will, but assume that it does. You don't want this thing exploding in your face and taking out your box right here. I don't know what they call it. That's just the way it is. All right. Also, too, I thought I was going to get away without replacing sensors, and the VSS went out. I mentioned that. My oil pressure sending unit for the gauge is really inconsistent. So they're bad about, they leak and they get up into the connector and it makes it loses contact. So I've got to get one of those. I haven't ordered it yet. It's close enough right now. I know it's got oil pressure, but I've got to get one. So that's 2 sensors. Neither one of them are really expensive, so I got a good, lucky on that. And I buy the AC Delcos, which are a little bit more expensive, but that's okay. I like the way it works with the ECM. So I think I got that figured out. Also, too, on this, that corner, I don't know if that corner is supposed to be like that. There may be some contacts inside that are getting lazy. I'm going to pick up one of these and put it in there. and put this in my rescue box as a spare, because I know it works good enough it'll get you home. So I got to get one of these. These aren't expensive. You can buy them anywhere. I don't know if AC Delco even makes them anymore, but I'll look for it. But that's a real common relay. They use that in all different kind of places. So, all right. Oh, also too, just a minor thing. This goes to an auxiliary plug he put back there. I think there's 7-pin or something like that when he towed trailers, and got that big connector. I'm taking this thing off. I'm going to pull the wires off all the way to the back and get it off where it plugs here on the back of the junction box. So I got to take that off. I'm not going to use it. I'm not towing anything heavy with this vehicle. I won't tow anything at all. It's old. I don't know how long that transmission's been in there, but I'm not going to grief this vehicle, so that is going away. Just a minor detail. All right. All right, I mentioned in an earlier video where I put those Falcons on it that was on my Suburban. Well, I took them the hell off. Those things are so loud you can't hear yourself think. And I don't know this vehicle, and I like it to be quiet so I can hear things. You know, if you got a wheel bearing going loose or whatever, you can't hear anything. So I swapped them back. Luckily they're the same rims. We just have to jack them up and switch them out. Now those Falcons are still good. They got 7 years left on them. I'm not going to put them on my Suburban. I'm going to pop them off the rims and sell them because the tread is outstanding on them. And a lot of guys with trucks, they don't care about them tires singing. Some of them like that. I don't, but luckily on the Cheyenne, those ones, they don't sing at all, and that's a big tall tire. And those ones I pulled off the Suburban, those are 300s by 9.5, so I don't have a problem, I don't think, of selling those, but I'm getting rid of them. I'm just going to put more of these on it, but I'll use a higher profile tire. Probably go to like a 255 or something like that and take care of it. So I think that's it for this time. Till I see y'all next time, y'all have a good one.